Chairman, and welcome. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate the work that your new deputy has done in our area. He's very accessible, and we're very thankful for that. Thank you, Mr. Connor. Well, I have several questions. I'll probably submit some of them in writing. But however, some of the ones that I am totally concerned with is your budget on water, smart water, Title 16 recycling. I seem like an old song being replayed. To me, that's 21.5 million and 350 million in backlog of projects. Just recently, in the last episode of water, the last storm that hit Southern California, the Army Corps of Engineers were able to capture 22,000 acre-feet of water worth $22 million. And that's because they waived their ability to capture the water in the dams that are in our area. We need more of that because of the fact that, as you well know, the events, call it climate change, call it weather change, whatever, is going to continue, and we're going to need all the water we can get for Northern and Southern California. And we have issues with Northern California and Southern California fighting over the last drop of water, so you understand how we feel and how we need to be able to ensure that Southern California is able to protect itself and protect its water sources. The other issue, and I'll submit some questions for that and for the record, because we'd like to see that to $135 million or $150 million for recycling projects that produce more water to be recharged into the aquifers. The other issue, of course, is the invasive species. And quagga mussels have cost some of the water agencies millions upon millions of dollars. And I know there's some reference as to being able to determine where the sciences are. Do we have any answers? Can we provide any update on what's been found, what's working, what's not working? Some of the universities have the ability to have small funding to be able to do research. Are we projecting to them where we need to have them do the research on invasive species in other areas? And what are the results of some of the findings that they may have had in some of those research? Excuse me. That's another of my questions, and I'm not asking. It's costing our taxpayers essentially millions of dollars because it goes back to the ratepayers. And fire suppression is a very interesting subject for Southern California. As of the Colby fire in February, there had been 400 and some odd fires in California alone. How are we going to be able to help the whole community of firefighters, of cities adjoining the foothills of the hills of the mountains, and being able to have them prepare? One of the suggestions one of my city council came up was to purchasing the super scooper that is leased. Had it not been leased from Canada for an extra month, it would not have been able to be as successful in putting that Colby fire out. And the fact that there was a dam nearby so they could just scoop in and pick up the water and just dump it a couple of miles away. We need to be able to help them be able to help themselves. And then there's the issue of the water creating mudslides in my area. That the county says, well, we're not responsible. The OES says, well, you need to be able to secure long-term, and then everybody else has their own opinion. We need to get all our agencies together to protect the people that live below. It affected an avocado farm. It affected several residences. Others use K-railing in other areas, and we're very successful in avoiding any major damage to their properties. So somehow we need to be able to connect the dots and be able to have the agencies work with each other on being able to address these issues. This is a new area for me. It's 85% new, so I'm learning and dealing with some of the concerns that some of my elected officials and some of my water agencies have. So those are the things I'll be submitting to you. And tribal recognition, where are we with that? Are we having more assistance to the tribes in dealing with mental health issues? Because you address that in your budget. I'm the co-chair of Mental Health Caucus. How are we working to be able to help them deal with it in job training, in dealing with alcoholism, and dealing with all the things that the tribes inherently have in their background? And those are the things that I'd love to be able to sit and discuss with you and your staff. And thank you, Mr. Chair.
I thank the gentlelady. The time of the gentlelady has expired. Chair recognizes the gentlelady